Hello and welcome to Flamingo Friday. I wanted to do something a little bit different this week. Rather than talk about something that you can do to market your business differently and stand out, I wanted to give you a different way to stand out from other small businesses. Because most small businesses really struggle with profitability. And I know this because I did until relatively recently. You know, we kind of bump along the bottom, we pay the bills, but we never really get anywhere. It's really difficult to grow. And I know that a lot of small business owners struggle to pay the bills each month. And that sucks. It's really, really sucky. And it all came to a head for me late last year, early this year, when for the first time ever running my business, which I think is quite unusual anyway for small business owners, I got a tax bill and just thought, shit, I'm going to struggle to pay this. In the end, I didn't, because there was a couple of invoices that I'd forgotten were out there and they came in and it was fine. But it was a real wake-up call for me because I do not like being in that position. It's really, really unpleasant. And so I read a book called Profit First. Actually, I read 1/3 of the book because you get all you need to know from the first bit. It's by a guy called Michael Michalowicz. I've probably said that horribly. And the gist of it is that you open 4 bank accounts and split your money. So I'm just going to explain what I've done, because I've got a nice big chunk of profit in just 3 months of doing this that I would never have had before. And I haven't done anything differently. It's not about increasing your income. It's about splitting your money and making sure that you're paying attention to things. So what I did was opened a new bank account with Tide, which is one of the new banks, and I will talk about them next week because they are just marvellous. And I've opened four bank accounts with them. It's not kind of 4 separate accounts, it's 4 accounts within the app that you run the bank from, and I'll talk about that in next week's because it's really important. So I have 4 accounts. The first one is income, which is my slush fund, and everything comes into that account. Second one is profit, which is where I'm building my profits, unsurprisingly. Third one is salary, which is where I stash my salary and dividend money, and I pay myself from there. And the fourth one is tax, which I don't touch until HMRC gets their hammers out. And I now have a big chunk of profit that I never had before, just from doing one simple thing. So as soon as money comes into my account from any source, might be from an invoice I've sent to a client, or from selling my products and services online, or from the Kindle books that I sell, as soon as that comes in, no matter how large or small it is, I split it. 10% goes into my profit account straight away. That's the first thing I do. It's a psychological thing as well. I want to make sure that my profit comes first. 22% goes into my tax account, and a chunk of it goes into my salary account so that I can actually pay myself on payday. And since I've been doing that, I have not had to worry about paying taxes, bills, or myself, and I have a profit, which is really cool. And it's not that I didn't have any money before, it's just that when it's all in one big account, it kind of just drifts away and you don't really know what you've got. And it's really, really important to make sure that you know at least that you can pay your taxes, because that's if you can't do that, then your life gets miserable. Talk to anybody who's ever had run-ins with HMRC and you will realise that. So if you want to stop panicking about money and cash flow and stop worrying about whether or not you can pay your bills, do this. It's really simple. You don't have to change bank accounts. You can go and talk to your bank and see if this is possible to do. If they won't let you do it, I would change your bank account and find a bank that will let you do it, because this is really important. It's important for them to be separate accounts so that you can think of them as being separate and then you don't dip in and out of them. So open 4 accounts, stash your taxes in one so you know you can pay them. Do not touch any of that money until it's tax time, because otherwise you will struggle to pay your taxes when they come. Put a percentage in profit. So Mike Michalowicz, who wrote Profit First, recommends starting with just 1%, just so that you can start building that profit up. I started with 10% and that's working really well for me. So you will know, you'll have a vague idea. If you're not sure and you really think that you can't put anything into profit because you're really struggling that much, I promise you 1% you can afford to do that, and it will feel so good when you look at that go up each month. So 1%, even if it's just 1%, put that in your profit account, and then just put a chunk into your salary. You know how much you want to pay yourself every month. Put that away as soon as you can, and then allow everything else to come into your income. If you can't afford it, if you can't afford something from your slush fund that you want, don't buy it this month. It's made me much more careful about spending. I'm not stingy anymore, but I think more about what I'm spending because I want to make sure that I've got that money in my account. Profit first, everything else later, and build that profit fund. That will help you to feel better about what you're doing. It'll help you to make a little bit more money. Can't tell you what a difference it's made, not just to the fact that I've now got a chunk of profit that I can buy a new office with later this year, which is really exciting, but it's also taken away any kind of worry that I had about paying my bills, paying my taxes, all that kind of thing. It's all really, really cool. So that is my Flamingo Friday tip for you this week. Something a little bit different. If you are interested in opening a Tide account, I've got a referral link which I'm going to shamelessly put down. If you open an account with them using my referral link, we both get £25, which I think is pretty cool. So I'll put that in the box below. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, subscribe, share it, tell your friends, and I will be back same time next week with Flamingo Friday, where I will tell you all about Tide Bank and why I love it so much. Bye bye.